Man has hunted since the beginning of time. What began with crude weapons and animal images scrawled on cave walls has developed into a multi-million-dollar industry. From the Tilton Hiltons to the mansions in the marsh, we hunt and we cook. Everything from rabbits and raccoons to deer and ducks, while learning about the passion of sportsmen through the ages. Man's love affair with hunting is really not about the kill, but how to prepare a sumptuous wild game banquet after the hunt. Now get that camouflage apron and join me, Chef John Folse, for another Taste of Louisiana.
Funding for After the Hunt with Chef John Folse is brought to you by the Baton Rouge Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Day is dawning on the Mississippi River and the sun is shining on Baton Rouge. Attractions, shopping, food, and Southern hospitality you know and love. Go BR and go brighter. And the Foundation for Excellence in Louisiana Public Broadcasting. Our mission is to tell Louisiana's story to the world. And by the Louisiana Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. Vacation planning guides are available at louisianatravel.com. You wait all year for your vacation. Don't sleep through it.
All right. All right. How y'all doing? Hey, Richard, how you doing? Nice to see y'all. How you? Nice to see you, man. Hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? All right, good. Hey, everybody, thank y'all so much for joining me in Sportsman's Paradise today as we come together for another great edition of A Taste of Louisiana. I'm delighted to have each and every one of you in the studio today, but also to all of our viewers out there at home across the country, you should be here with us right now. I'd like to introduce our kitchen musicians, Vidrine and Sheila Kelley. What a great job y'all do, huh? Woo! Absolutely. And I love the ladies' dress. Didn't they dress up nicely for the big show today, huh? Y'all, I tell you what, you really went out of your way today for us. Thank you so much. Y'all, Louisiana is peppered with hunting camps from coastal duck getaways to cabins in the piney woods of North Louisiana. We have everything from the Tilton Hiltons to mansions in the marsh and even decorative duck blinds in the fall and winter. Hunting castles date back to the Renaissance, and I dare say Louisiana has a few hidden gems that rival those of Europe. So y'all let's take a look at some of them. The idea of hunting camps is nearly as old as man himself. During the Renaissance period, hunting castles were built near bountiful hunting grounds. Chateau de Fontainebleau near Paris was located in a royal hunting park. According to legend, Richard the Lionheart gave the Fontainebleau forest to Robin Hood. While Louisiana's hunting camps don't have quite the opulence of Versailles, they are certainly palaces in their own right. White Lake Lodge, located in southwest Louisiana, is special in that it was donated to the state of Louisiana in 2002 by Amoco, which had owned it since 1935.
Between 35 and 50, the corporate executives of Standard Oil Company started utilizing the facilities, the old Carline Hunting Club camp, and got to where they really enjoyed waterfowl hunting in southwest Louisiana, so they constructed this facility in 1950.
During waterfowl season, hunters can enter a public lottery in order to hunt on the property at cost. Many governors have hunted here, as well as Henry Ford and Vice President Dick Cheney. Today, White Lake Lodge is managed by the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. In 1911, a Wisconsin entrepreneur, Arsene Arpin, began to transform the marsh south of Gueydan into a thriving agricultural community. Times changed and his plans failed, but inadvertently he created a duck hunter's paradise in one of the nation's finest waterfowl hunting grounds where ducks and geese migrate annually in prodigious numbers. This three-story, 5,000 square foot building of virgin cypress and red oak floors became the Florence Club. Porters woke guests an hour and a half before the hunt with hot coffee in hand and news of temperatures and wind direction. After a small breakfast, the hunters and their guides were ferried in mud boats and skiffs into the Louisiana marsh. Grandview is another of our castles in the marsh. This one is owned by Richard Zuchslag. Good hunting, good food, and good camaraderie is the mission at Grandview in Creole, Louisiana.
Some of our most distinguished guests recently have been Vice President Dick Cheney, Senator Trent Lott, Senator Blanche Lincoln, Senator Mary Landrieu. So we enjoy having those kind of people come out and hunt, and they usually have a good time, and I think one of the reasons they have such a great time, we're fortunate to have a nice facility, great hunting, and I think we probably have some of the best guides in the South right here at Grandview Lodge.
The lodge sleeps 24 people, has a helicopter pad, and even an ATM machine if you're not doing so well in the poker table. The Miss Gracie is one of the finest floating camps in Louisiana. The 2-story hunting boat has an elevator, yes, a helicopter pad, even a sauna, and a fully equipped kitchen.
It's built as a floating camp, so basically wherever the ducks were, you could go to find the ducks and have wonderful duck hunting.
These hunting camps might not be Versailles, but let me tell you, these hunters sure can't claim to be roughing it out here in the Louisiana marsh. Yeah, I would not say that any hunter is roughing it in any camp, hunting camp, with an ATM machine in it, huh? What's going on in that camp? We don't need to talk. I mean, this is between us. Nobody else needs to know about that, right? The ATMs?
We have some pretty good card games down there.
Y'all, it's great to have all of you here, especially our guest at the kitchen counter here, Richard Zuchslag, first of all, from Grandview. Thank you so much for being here with us, Richard.
We're tickled to be here.
I tell you, what a beautiful place here. Oh, absolutely. What a beautiful place. Suzanne Boutte is at the kitchen counter as well, and gorgeous Florence Club.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful.
We appreciate you.
Where's Billy running around nowadays? The owner, Billy Rock.
He said to say hi, and he was sorry he couldn't make it. He's disappointed.
At the ATM machine right now.
I can't say.
She can't say. It's silent. It's a secret. And anyway, right next to her, of course, Guy Hymel, Guy Hymel has the distinction of being the camp cook at his camp, and let me tell you what, that's a hard-fought battle to get there, but Guy is one of the best to be the camp cook. How you doing, Guy?
Pretty good, and you?
Nice to have you with us as well.
Thank you for having me.
And y'all, at the end of the counter here, my good buddy, I tell you, when you can get one of the premier chefs of America to come and sit at the end of the counter, that means he may get pulled onto the counter. Chef Rick Moonen, I know y'all have seen him on, absolutely, give him a hand here. Rick, I have your book here. You see, I steal recipes from his book, y'all, right here. Anyway, it's nice to have you here. You know, y'all, we're talking about venison today, and we want to chat a little bit about the hunting camps and all of them. But first, let's kind of get started on cooking. One of the things that I'm always preaching to hunters is that the worst thing you can do is take an animal and not use it. And they'll say, well, you know, we'll take a deer or whatever, and it's good sausage. So a deer turns into Italian sausage, or it'll turn into to some type of a Cajun green onion sausage or whatever, and all of the good cuts are left on the side of in the meat grinder. Rather than taking things like ossobuco, do you ever take just the veal shanks and cook them? Huh? Yeah, I see just a shallow nod, huh? Do you ever take the liver of ducks and make a pate or a goose, and you ever do a liver pate, huh? Let me see, huh? Yeah, tasty. No, great, y'all. It's a really great thing to do. Now, anyway, so today I want to do, instead of braising the shanks or doing that, what about one of the most famous of the pounded out dishes, and I'm going to use loin of venison right here, which is already tender. This is what you're going to make your tuna doughs out of, right? Your filet mignons. This is what you really go after, right? Huh? Yeah, I know. This, all the rest of the deer is going, this goes on the grill, huh? And it doesn't go on the grill as filet mignon. It goes on the grill as those deer bombs wrapped with a little cream cheese. Yeah, y'all get me sick. This is Wiener Schnitzel, y'all. We taking the filet and we cutting it into about a 3 ounce, and then we pounding it out like this, getting it nice and flat. And then, of course, the Wiener Schnitzel is going to cook quickly in that smoking skillet right here. So I'm going to put just a little bit of my buttery flavored oil in here. By the way, this is my 1918 oil bottles. Remember, who was born in here in 1918? Huh? This is where you went to the store to get your oil for your Model A, and you had 6 in almost like a milk carton. And then you brought it back home and you did the oil change. So I'm going to start off here with just a little seasoning. You have to season it, a little salt, a little pepper. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Come on, huh? Look at just pound it in there really good. I have a couple. I don't know. I don't know. I go to some of these camps. I'm not going to say which ones. I'm not going to say what part of Louisiana. And I'm eating and I'm getting into it and I'm watching them cook things. And they say, well, no, season it after it comes out the skillet. What? Season it after it comes out the skillet. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's better that way because the seasoning sits on top of the meat, they say. No. Give me a break, y'all. I never went back to that camp again. You know that. All right, flour first, egg next. Look at that, how the egg's just up. Isn't that beautiful? Take a look at that. Sausage, y'all. This would have been sausage, huh? That would have been sausage had it not been for my heart. Okay, now I'm going to do that again. Just put a little bit. Now, Richard, tell me a little bit about the business. I mean, the business of the hunting camps are really big. I mean, where companies come out and friends get together, people entertain. I mean, hunting camps really are a very, very special place for camaraderie, right?
They sure are, not just for the family, but to develop your business. You know, when you can bring business associates to the lodge and spend a night, have a great hunt, get together in the kitchen and cook something up, you really get to know each other a lot better. And we've made lifelong friends by inviting others from outside the state to come down and hunt with us. It's a great experience. It's hard to explain to people that have never done it before. You know, some people from up north have never had a chance to even shoot a gun. And 9 out of every 10 that come down and get a chance to shoot a duck and participate in the cooking and fellowship and camaraderie at the camp is something that's hard to go and buy. It's just something that happens and it makes lifelong friends.
Now Grandview really rolls out of the, I shouldn't say the ashes, but out of the wind and the storm because it was destroyed in one of the previous storms and y'all had to rebuild it again. Huh?
Yes, my company at Gueydan Ambulance had a camp down in Grand Chenier across from the Rockefeller Refuge. And Hurricane Rita completely wiped that out, leveled it, and many of us were pretty sad over that event. It was a hobby for us. We felt bad for the people in Cameron Parish that lost their livelihood, lost their cattle, lost their farms, their barns. And we went without a camp for a year, and then we were fortunate enough to be able to move down the road about 50 miles and find Grandview Lodge. And that's turned out to be real good. It's among some of the best hunting property in the state.
What a beautiful, beautiful place, no doubt about it. And I've had an opportunity to be there quite a bit, cooking with you. And what a kitchen, y'all. You think this is a kitchen? This is like this is like a shed out in the backyard compared to Grandview. Anyway, so y'all, I'm turning the Wiener Schnitzel. Take a look at that. See the breadcrumbs get, oh, look at that, getting nice and, oh yeah. So this is going to just, you want it nice and crispy, you want it nice and, you want the browning of the meat. And since I pounded it out, the venison is nice and tender. Don't complain about toughness. And anything you're going to pound out like that. This is a great way to make use of not only tenderloin or loin, obviously, but also leg slices and all of that. You with me? I don't want anybody walking away. And talk about a good breakfast steak at Grandview.
Yeah, that would be great.
Couple eggs on top of this.
That's right.
It'd be magnificent. I'm going to take this and put it right on top. It doesn't take long to cook, and I'll come right over here. I'll squeeze a little bit lemon juice right on top. Oh, that's the way to do it, y'all. Lemon juice right on top of it. I can see y'all think you cook a better one than I do. There's absolutely no excitement about mine. Why is that, huh? All right, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's an absolutely beautiful dish. Now, y'all, just a couple of months ago, I had an opportunity to go with Guy to one of the wonderful hunting camps, and we cooked a nice sauce piquant together. Y'all watch this. Guy, you know, you're one of the great camp cooks, and I know that you normally cook over at Tally Ho, which is a little bit down the road from the duck camp here in White Castle. But what is your love of camp cooking? What makes you enjoy doing it?
Well, when you're at the camp, everybody's hungry, and if you make a mess, your wife won't fuss at you. But it's just a camaraderie.
So the guys, well, when you say the name Guy Hymel, everybody knows that name at the camps here, that's for sure, especially for a good sauce piquant. Now, we're doing venison today, and what you've done, you've taken the, what cut of venison was this? Was this
That's roast.
And you put a little balsamic vinegar on it, which kind of gives that wonderful flavor and salt to the meat. And we've already browned it. In fact, we have a bowl of the meat nice and brown right here. It's just beautifully done in the pot, and we reserved all of that. Now we're making the dark brown roux, which is essential to make a good sauce piquant. So I'm going to just put all of that down, and you can stir that away. That's the trinity right there, right? So what do you normally put? Equal parts of onions, celery, bell pepper?
And bell pepper, right.
Yeah. No garlic in your sauce piquant.
No, I don't. I don't put any at all.
No garlic whatsoever.
No salt, no pepper.
Well, yeah, because of the balsamic and of course the Rotel tomatoes with the jalapenos give you all the pepper you want. So you normally just kind of sweat this down so the roux picks up all that great flavor.
Correct.
Now you can use water, Guy, but you're using a stock here. A good game stock at work as well. Should I put the tomatoes in now? Okay. I'm going to put the Rotel in here. And then the tomato paste, about a half a can.
Correct.
And this gives it a really robust, really nice
and
flavor.
changes the color a little bit.
Yeah, it changes the color because the sauce piquant needs that little rusty color to it. What's the difference between a sauce piquant, say, a deer stew?
Basically the color and the
color and the spice.
And the spices, right.
Okay, now what we're going to do is go ahead and put in the venison itself. You ready?
Go for it.
We're going to put the deer in right here. Now, deer tends to be, a lot of people think of it as very tough, right? But it's something that allows for a long braising.
Right.
And how long would it take to actually cook this dish?
Probably about 45 minutes.
Now, you could also do the sauce piquants at a hunting camp with duck, with geese, with
anything.
But is venison makes the best, you think?
Right, and duck is kind of tough, and deer, squirrel will break up to you.
Yeah, right.
The deer's tough, will last a long time.
Well, for a sauce piquant like this, braising, it really calls for a long, slow period of cooking,
Correct.
and that's what's really good about this process for venison. The olives go in now, or you want to stop?
They can go.
The olives go in now. Now, you know, people would wonder about olives in Louisiana. Olives grow well in Louisiana, even though there's not many orchards. But at the same time, the Spanish brought olives to Louisiana. They also brought sauce piquant. They brought the spices to Louisiana. So, you ready for that stock?
The first time I put them, people thought I was putting acorns in there. Came back along with it.
Okay.
There we go.
The stock goes in. It comes to a rolling boil. No salt, no pepper. We did make a nice dark brown roux. We started with equal parts of oil and flour, and we slowly cooked the oil and flour until we got that nice, beautiful dark brown look, which is what gives the stew its thickening power as well as its color. And that's a really beautiful. How long is this going to cook now?
About 45 minutes.
45 minutes, y'all. I tell you what, 45 minutes worth of cooking. That venison's going to be falling apart right off of the. Now you can do this on the bone as well,
correct,
and get that extra bone flavor. And y'all, this is what it looks like. We serve it over rice, put a little green color in it. The olives show up. What a wonderful, spicy, delicious dish from the camps of Louisiana. Guy Hymel, thanks a lot. We appreciate it so much. Beautiful job here too. And I love the color that once the balsamic gets in there, really nice. All right. Boy, I tell you what a great sauce piquant that was over. And you know, we had to go to a friend of mine's camp for that, Buckley Kessler, right here in the front row. And Buckley is always so generous to let us go in and use the camp. And you're the official camp cook over there, right? Well, you're official camp cook at a couple places, Guy.
I go where I'm needed.
You go where your public demands you. Now, what makes for a camp cook? How does one become elevated from a hunter to a guest at the table to the camp cook?
Because nobody else wants to do it.
Simple as that. It's exactly the way I got here. Any of y'all want to come up here and do this, huh? I got a show of hands, huh? This is it, other than Rick, huh? No, so that's how it is. You just kind of have your own cast iron pot. You walk on in, you take over the stove, and that's the end of the stove.
It started out that way, and now both of my sons cook. Yeah. My nephew cooks, so we take turns and
now, what are the dishes normally? Just seasonal game, or
basically just squirrel, rabbit, deer, whatever we can find.
Whatever walks through.
Right.
Whatever walks through, it's supper, y'all.
Whatever doesn't make it across the pipeline.
Well, look, talking about what walks through, we're cooking venison today in underutilized cuts, and I want you to look at this platter right here because we have. Look at this. This is beautiful ribs. Take a look at that. Huh? Isn't that nice? Now, what would y'all do with ribs? I know you'd say, I don't know, throw them away or something, right? No, indeed not. Y'all grill ribs. You cook ribs, huh? Okay, that's great. So that's what we're going to do here. What I've done, I've taken the ribs, I've cut them because, the rack of ribs in a buck is about that long, right? So you're going all the way around the animal. So I've cut them into about 4 to 5 inch lengths, and then trim off the sinew, especially on the bigger animals. Depending on the size of the animal, depends on the tenderness of the ribs, obviously. Look, in this pot, look at this. This is all of the ingredients. Can you imagine the flavors that go into seasoning the ribs in this pot? A little lightly salted water. You can use stock, a beef stock or a game stock, obviously, but here's the bones for the game stock. Garlic and onions, all this mirepoix. You have black peppercorns, you have thyme, you have bay leaves, and even some wild plums that are out this time of year is really great to go into the pot. Of course, all of these already in there, so we don't need to do that. So the ribs have been boiling now for about an hour and a half or so. You just, again, it all depends on the animal, so don't just say you can cook an hour and a half. That's impossible. You have to go with the tenderness of it. So, y'all, what I want to do right now, before I get too far along, I want to bring my good buddy Rick Moonen. Y'all know Rick Moonen from our end? Come on up here. Go, Rick. Good night. You get right over here. So Rick is the seafood guru in America, right? So that's why I have him here on a game show. That's why he's here. When I think of venison, I think of shrimp. Yeah. So here.
No, I'm not foreign to this. We used to always go hunting in New Jersey. I was in New York most of my career, and we'd all go out to New Jersey, and we'd go hunting for birds and game, all kinds of game, and we'd save it up, and we'd do this big game dinner every January. I love this.
A lot of mob hunting up there now.
Yeah, they're hiding out in the woods.
That is big hunting country. All of that area is good. So, hey, well, thank you so much. Have you ever done venison ribs?
I have not.
Well, it's great to have you on cooking with us today. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make a quick little barbecue sauce. Would you drain the ribs? They've been boiling, as I say, for about an hour and a half or so, and you can line them up in there. I'm going to do a quick little barbecue sauce, y'all, while Rick's doing that. I'm going to start off right here. Don't they look good?
Smells great. I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, absolutely, huh? You see that? Around shrimp and fish and oysters and all that, the minute we get some good boiled ribs, he says, oh, that smells good, huh? One of the greatest restaurateurs in the country. I'm so proud to be cooking on the set with you today. Now, Guy, let's talk about dinners out of the hunting season. Y'all actually do a lot of cooking outside the season, too. It's almost like a place of everyday camaraderie, the hunting camp, huh?
Right. It's almost every Monday it's cooking somewhere at a friend's house.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a lot of the cooking, but it sure is good.
Look, while I'm going to show them how to make this, but why don't you go ahead and paint that on those ribs right here. Y'all, while we're talking about every Monday night hunting dinners, let's talk about this wonderful barbecue sauce. I started out with a little ketchup. I've added brown sugar, minced onions to it. I'm adding a little mustard powder, a little cayenne pepper, a lot of cayenne pepper. Oh, yeah. I'm going to squeeze some garlic. I don't know if you use the tube garlic or not, but I do it, especially in salt. Oh, yeah, that's your garlic. Because you want to kind of dissolve it right in, and that's really, you can smell that garlic already, right? Okay, now we can doctor it up with a little liquid smoke, a good quality liquid smoke. A little Creole mustard. How's the barbecue looking over there, Rick?
Good. I don't know if there's going to be any left by the time
Richard, do y'all do any big, you're mainly waterfowl hunting, right?
Yes, that's right, yes.
But
we have some of our guides that go over to Texas and shoot a few deer every now and then, and they always bring back the deer and cook it up for us.
And then bring it back. Now, I know the Florence Club is a private, but that's waterfowl hunting too, huh?
It is.
Now, what about the cooks there? Who's the cooks at your camp?
We have one cook we've had since we purchased the club, and I think what I've heard is you can tell if the chef's cooking is good by how much he eats, and our chef, his cooking's pretty good.
Well, normally it's different for chefs. If we're really big, that's because nobody else is eating our cooking. We're eating it all, And look at us, how nice and thin we are here, huh? All right, so Rick, we have all. I'm going to put a little hot sauce to spice it up. Now, y'all, this is going to go into a 350-degree oven. Rick, show them where the oven is. Just go ahead. Yeah, you can put it in. Absolutely. Throw it in there. I want y'all to come. No, let me bring it to you right here. I'm going to bring it all the way to you, right on the cutting board. Rick, take a look at this. Look at these ribs here, huh? Y'all, that's what it looks like when it's all said and done, those beautiful ribs. Y'all, I want to thank y'all so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank y'all so much for being. And I'm going to have a couple people come up to try some of the ribs. And y'all, let me tell you something. Thanks so much for joining us in the swamps of Louisiana. And remember that man's love affair with hunting is not about the kill or the skill. It's all about the fabulous feast after the hunt. See you next time on A Taste of Louisiana. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. All right, come on up, y'all. Come on up and eat something.
To purchase the After the Hunt cookbook by Chef John Folse, an After the Hunt t-shirt or program DVD, call the number on your screen. Funding for After the Hunt with Chef John Folse is brought to you by the Baton Rouge Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Day is dawning on the Mississippi River and the sun is shining on Baton Rouge. Attractions, shopping, food, and Southern hospitality you know and love. Go BR and go brighter. And the Foundation for Excellence in Louisiana Public Broadcasting. Our mission is to tell Louisiana's story to the world. And by the Louisiana Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. Vacation planning guides are available at louisianatravel.com. You wait all year for your vacation. Don't sleep through it.